This is Matrix Lord 212. Hello, everybody. So, it was an interesting day yesterday. It's quite amazing when you look at it from the outside looking in that I have a hater named Noel on the Tardis zone. And the guy thinks he's above all the rules and regulations. And he thinks it's okay, and he has the authority to do a live stream with a panel that's supposed to be about Doctor Who. And he bashes me with the panel. And he thinks that I'm not going to respond to it. He thinks that I'm not going to be critical of his panel and call them out on their nonsense. So look at the stream itself. You have a panel that was a part of a stream that was bashing me and completely okay with it. And then they were also questioning Ncuti Gatwa's behavior. Now you may say, well, what did Ncuti Gatwa do? Do you know what he did that warranted a stream of hate bashing me and then Ncuti Gatwa? Well, there were some pictures that weren't even released by Ncuti Gatwa. That was questionable. You see, in this day and age with AI, we've seen people create things with AI. So it's very hard to determine if something is real and something is not real. And when the photos themselves never came from Ncuti Gatwa, I kind of questioned it. And so did many others. See, in the past, Noel has been an ambulance chaser. Noel has lacked the content of late. And he needed to create the very news to talk about to fuel his channel. It is quite interesting that he makes his own news. Sort of like when Problem Being put up Jack Rabbit and fed his head with all the negativity towards Russell T. Davis. And then Jack Rabbit acted out against Russell in a mean, nasty tone because he was manipulated by Problem Being and basically the whole Tardis Zone group. And because he was mentally manipulated and didn't see clearly, he started doing things out of character, out of behavior, disrespecting the showrunner of Doctor Who. So naturally, what would the response be from Russell T. Davis, who was disrespected from a fan that was always in the past very pleasant and very nice? The answer was, fuck off. Oh, yes, that's right. See, they knew that that would invoke a reaction from Russell T. Davis, which is why they put up Jack Rabbit, to mentally control him and trick him into disrespecting Russell T. Davis. Now, Problem Being, I remember, was very concerned after this because, yes, they manipulated the kid to doing this, but the kid almost had a nervous breakdown or was having a nervous breakdown because of it. And no one wanted to do streams promoting it because they just created the news to talk about for the next few weeks. Oh my God, RTD curses out a fan. Isn't that interesting? That no one problem being, which his name is Lee, had manipulated and tricked a weak-minded individual who was never disrespectful before to scream and yell and be nasty to Russell T. Davis, to warrant Russell T. Davis to tell him to fuck off. And that kid was that stupid that didn't know that they did this to him? No. In fact, as the years went on and Lee had worked on him, they shaped him into pushing him in the direction they wanted him to go. Interesting story. I remember fighting with Problem Being about that. I remember being friends with them and saw what they were doing, and I just was concerned, and I said, why would you do this? Why would you? I mean, you care about your channels that much that, that's what you're so desperate for content? I never had to do that. My group never did that. I think it's wrong. But of course, they got offended and mad because who am I as a friend to tell them how to run their channels? They should be able to manipulate people and trick people into creating the Doctor Who news. So I started to see that I didn't really agree with my friends. I remained friends, but I didn't agree with their methods and motives. It's really sad. It's sad that Jack Rabbit is oblivious. But I guess ignorance is bliss. And I actually cared about the kid because I wanted to reach out and have him come on the podcast and talk to him and show him, how people cared about him and different things. But, Problem Being didn't want that because he wanted complete control of the situation. And I remember him fighting with Noel because while he did carry out direct orders, all of a sudden he had a change of heart and was concerned that he caused the very nervous breakdown that he manipulated the kid. Which he's not a kid now, but still. Very interesting, isn't it? But these are the type of people they are. You see, you could tell right off the bat if you go to the Tardis zone the way he is. You could go on Twitter and you could see the exchange that he had with me. You could see what a bully he is, as he told me he was going to bother me every single moment of every single day until his demands are met. See, he wants me out of the way with Doctor Who and tries to justify his behavior, giving me death threats on live streams, questioning my character, defamation of character on me. You see, Noel could never be popular without creating the news surrounding Doctor Who. And he can never be popular since his return without bashing Matrix Lord 2 and 2. True story. Take care. Bye for now.